Hi everyone, this is Noor Zibde. Thank you for joining. This is the weekly Thank God It's Fixed show. Today's episode is completely different than the last episodes that I've been doing. I know I've been focused a lot on acid reflux and for a good reason, but today is just completely different and I want to talk about moms. I'm a mom. I have a lot of mom friends. I know my mom, my mother-in-law, all the moms that are around me. There's one thing that we have in common. There's one thing that we all do, which is we are there for our families. What really inspired this thing I'm going to show you in a little bit is my son came home for Mother's Day and he brought this thing that they made in school that I'm going to share with you. So this picture frame that says, "Mothers are like buttons, they hold everything together." So it was such a sweet gesture that his teacher, she took them out to get pictures, and it is like super nicely decorated, of course, right? And that has been sitting in front of me since the Mother's Day, and it just sparked a lot of thoughts and a lot of things just about moms. We are like buttons. Moms hold everything together. And what really sparked this, over the past few days, I've heard so many things, a common theme that happens. I'll be talking to, a few people on the phone. I've talked to several people. And I know that actually this episode might bother some people. I know some people may not like what I say. But I'm just going to say it because I really believe in that we need to take care of ourselves as moms. So what happened is I talked to a few moms on the phones. They were in pain. Their digestive system was a mess. Pain was a big one. Chronic fatigue. They're not really able to do what they wanted to do in their life. They weren't able to get up and do things. And even few conversations I had with some moms where it was affecting their confidence. It was, their family members were telling them that you're lazy. You're just sitting on the couch all the time. When the mom was telling me that she physically can't get herself to move. She just wanted to come home from work and lay on the couch because she had no energy, or that she was in pain. And we were talking and I'm like, this is great. I know I can help this person. Well, it's not great actually. It's unfortunate that she has to deal with all of this, but it's great that she found the beginning of the tunnel, beginning of the light. And we're excited. I'm like, okay, this is great. We're gonna move forward and you're going to be on a great plan and we're going to address your diet. And then she comes back the next day saying, well, I thought about it and I think that this is too expensive for me, or I'm not going to be able to do this, or my husband says that it's too much money to spend on me. And I'm actually not coming up with this. It's things that spouses have said. So it can go both ways. It can also be the wife kind of not encouraging a husband, but it can, I tend to talk to women a lot and that's what's happening. So I know this is not going to make some people happy, but it's not right for women to feel like, we just cannot make that mental or financial or energy investments in ourselves. So, and I even had one person tell me, I don't work, so I really have to ask my husband for money, and it's not my money. And I'm like, it came from different cultures. It's not one culture. And I wanted to say something to that person. I just didn't have the guts to say it, but I wanted to think about it with you. Know your worth as a mom. So have you ever been knocked out for a fever, or you had a flu and you were in bed for 2 to 3 days? What happens to your household? It falls apart. There's nothing for the kids to eat. They won't have clean laundry. Their homework is not done. And maybe they'll just eat fast food for those few days because you can't get off the couch. And what if your health is suffering? What if your health is quietly suffering over a few days or months or even years? Maybe you're forcing yourself to get up and do it. But, what would happen? So I just kind of out of curiosity, I just did some math. If you were to pay the average babysitter cost in my area about $12 to $17. Let's just say $15 an hour to round things up. Okay, if you are to pay someone, if you had a job and you were to pay someone to replace you, so I did the math, there are 52 weeks in a year, 5 days in a week, working days, right? That's not even weekends, 260 work days. I know there's some vacations, just go with me here. And you work 8 hours a day times $15, that is $31,200 a year, that if you had to pay someone to replace you. And that does not even count the drop-offs, the sports, the running the errands, all the things that you have to do for your household. You would have to hire a cook, a cleaning service, a driver, all of those things. And that's just the stuff that we do. That's just like a body being at home. But nothing, no dollar amount or whatever currency you're going with, no dollar amount replaces mom. Nothing replaces the emotional and the mental and the who you are in your household. So before, when you start to think that this is too much money to spend on me, remember that you're at least saving your family $30,000 a year. Depends, different places in the world may be different, but you are worth it. You are so worth it. And you know what will happen is that we will still do the work. And I have a lot of women tell me that, oh, my health is not affecting my life because I have kids, because I still got to get up and do what I need to do. And you know what? We will do that. We will get up and do what it takes. We'll get up early and take the kids to school. We'll make their lunches. We'll do everything that we need. We'll take them to the sports. We'll go at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. to go run an errand because your child forgot to tell you earlier, and just because you are that kind of mom. So we're going to put our families first. We're going to compensate. You're going to do what we need to get done, but we're not going to do what we want. We're not going to do what we desire, and we are going to compensate, and our health is going to suffer, our physical health, mental health, emotional health as well too. So I know you out there, moms, and I know Anila, you have been commenting, and yeah, and I'm happy you agree, and it's actually sad that this is the case. I know we all talk about women empowerment, and I know this video I shared on my personal page, just like a funny video about like moms being nice to each other or not being nice to each other. We're all about women empowerment in politics and in civil rights, and that's all great, but also yourself. Are you really putting yourself in a place where you think, am I taking care of myself? Because some of those decisions are coming from maybe a husband or some other authority, or maybe, I don't want to go into male genders, and I don't want people to because spouses, I also work with men who also want to go back and check in with their wives if they want to do, or their significant others, whatever the decisions they want to make, and that's perfectly fine. But are you putting a value to what you contribute and provide to your family? And you know what? The value of a mom who's even sick or tired, and I'll share a personal story. Like sometimes, I'm only human, and then sometimes I'm tired and I don't have energy. There are days when I didn't have energy for my kids, and I didn't feel like I was the mom that I want to be. I didn't have that laughter or that patience or that awesome bedtime stories. And so a little bit of me felt like, oh, if only I had more energy, I would have spent better quality time with my kids. But yet my kids would come at night and say, oh, you're the best mom ever, because I did something really, really tiny and silly. And I'm like, wow, am I the best mom for just doing this? That's awesome. And so can you imagine if you are now feeling tired and you can't get up and you can't do much for your family and you're in pain, or maybe you have diarrhea all the time, whatever that you're struggling with, and your family loves you and values and appreciates you all that much anyways, what would you do with your life and with your family, and the memories that you'll create and the joy that you'll bring to your own life and to their life if you had your health and if you had all the energy and that you could have, and your body was working perfectly, or as perfect as it can be. So, I've had people tell me, oh, I can't invest in my health right now because I have to pay for my kids' sports activities, or because I have a party that I have to pay for, or an event that, something else that I need to take care of, a vacation. Oh, I just paid money for a vacation. Well, are you really going to enjoy this vacation when you're really not feeling too well? And you will force yourself to, but it won't be as much as if you didn't have to deal with a lot of the health issues that you're dealing with. And you know what? I have moms who are, tell me that, the barriers, and not just money, the time barriers to get taking care of their health. My kids are in sports, or I sign them up for this or that. And you know what? A lot of people are overbooking their kids. You're overbooking your families. And that does not necessarily mean you're giving them a better chance at life. You being there with your full mental health and your full physical health, that's going to set them up for success in the future much more than signing them up for another extracurricular activity or buying them something else, or having them whatever physical stuff that you feel that you have to pay for or that you have to provide for your kids. So and it's not. And a lot of times people come and tell me that, oh, well, if insurance doesn't pay for it, I can't, or I will not, I won't be able to do it. And here's another interesting statistic, is that women of childbearing age are the most expensive when it comes to health insurance. So you are costing your family more money as a health insurance, monthly payments, and probably because we are chances that women get pregnant, and that costs a lot of money. But we're paying more for health insurance than your husband or your kids, but you probably spend the least amount of money and time and energy on your own health. So what do you think of that? So I don't really want this to be just about like health working with me, and I didn't want this to be like, you have to come and invest in my program or anything. But whatever that you need to do for yourself, I think that's really key. And if you have stomach pain, or if you have digestive issues, autoimmune, thyroid, if you can't get up and you have pain and you truly feel like you need diet to help you, then I would be more than happy to talk with you and see what we can do. But it does not have to be this. It may be that you have dedicated years and years of your life to taking care of your kids, to staying at home, to doing everything for your family, and now your kids are ready to go to college and you don't know what to do with your life anymore, because that's all you thought of in your dreams and your hopes and dreams when you were in college, or when you were a teenager. They seem so far, and you just don't know what's out there for you. And maybe you just need to work with a life coach or someone who'll give you some guidance. Or maybe you have a lot of stress and anxiety and you're going through a lot of emotional issues and you need to work with a therapist or a counselor. And maybe you don't have any of these issues and you just need a time. You need a break and you need a time out, and you need to go hang out with your friends or take a vacation or get your monthly massage or whatever that is that you need. So know that you are worth it, and you being in an amazing, we need amazing, not just okay. We don't want to just go by with whatever. We don't want to just survive the days. You feeling amazing, energized physically and mentally in your own body, that's what's going to make your family happy. Sometimes I joke and I tell my husband, it feels like I don't, if I am feeling a little down one day, it affects the whole family, that I feel like I don't even have the choice to not be but positive and happy, because I can see it on my kids as well too. So, just leaving you with this again, moms, you are the button that holds your family together. You're holding your siblings sometimes, or your parents, or your children and your friends. And so know that you're worth it. Time, your energy, and your money into taking care of yourself and your health. So that was it for me for today. I'm going to go back and take a look at some of the comments. Yes, absolutely. So thank you, Anila, for your comments. I'm going to come back and check. And thank you for the support, encouraging people who are watching this to also take care of their health. Now, I know this was a little different, so I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And that's perfectly fine. And if you have a mom, if you know a mom who needs to hear this, tag her or share this with her. And wishing you all, moms, the best of health. And I'll see you next week. Bye.